Hello guys, this is Becca, and as you've seen in the title, we're here for a special edition of Rocking with Becca. Let me get through all of my preliminaries first. This here is my sweet baby, Landon. He is the Landon kit. I don't have my paper right here at me, so I don't know the sculptor or the artist. I can't remember it right offhand. I have it wrote down, but I don't have my paper with me. Okay, so we are doing this video with Mr. Landon, and this little fella is a chunky monkey, and I may have to put him down because he gets pretty heavy. But guys, I just love him. I don't know what it is about this baby, but he's just, I love the way he feels in my arms. Okay, we got that. I wanted to say this video is not sponsored by YouTube, Facebook, or any other social media platform. I'm doing this because I want to. It's my own doings. Then I also want to say that I am going to be posting this particular video up not only on my doll channel. I'm going to put it up on my craft channel. I'm going to post it on my Facebook page. I probably will write on Instagram and tell them, you know, that they can go click on it and check it out. So I'm wanting to get it out there to more people than just my doll community. Okay, let's see if that's covered everything. Now I have no notes. So my doll community knows how kind of befuddled I get sometimes, and especially if I don't have notes and stuff like that. I hope I'm not making you dizzy. This is called Rocking with Becca, and a lot of my community, doll community, likes for me to do these rocking chair videos. I may stop rocking at times when I get really interested in what I'm saying, or I may not. I may rock faster or I may rock slower. I hope I don't make you dizzy. If it does, then please just look away and listen to the video. I feel like this is a topic that everybody needs to hear. I also want to, what's that word, alliterate? In other words, let you know, this is not coming from a professional source. There's no MD or whatever the sociology doctors are, or a psychiatrist or anything like that. This simply is coming from a sufferer's viewpoint, okay? A sufferer's viewpoint. And I am a sufferer. What am I a sufferer of? I suffer emotional health problems, for lack of knowing how else to put it. Emotional health problems. A lot of times people, they steer away from anything that is mentioned as mental health, because to them, Macy, don't you fall off that bed. Macy, you're gonna fall. Sorry, guys. Macy's on the edge of the bed rolling. I'm sorry, baby. You was fixing to fall off that bed. Oh, man, that made my heart do a flip-flop. I'm sorry, Shushu. I'm sorry. I may put the doll down and hold Macy. Because another thing I want to let you know is this may be a long video, which you probably already seen that. So, I really would love for everybody to listen all the way through. So, if you're doing something around, you know, just turn it on. You don't have to just sit and watch it. Just turn it on and listen to what I've got to say. And like I said, this is from someone that suffers, someone that has these incidents, these problems in their life. And, we don't like to call it mental health. I don't. And a lot of other people don't, because when you say you have mental problems or mental health problems, people automatically put you in the category of being crazy. And that's not the case. There is a lot of emotional, suffering people in this world, especially since 2020. 2020 affected a lot, but I'm going to say the majority of the people in the entire world, not just in the United States, in the entire world. There is a lot of people suffering from emotional disabilities, emotional, I don't know what word to put there because I'm not a professional. But they're suffering from emotional disturbance, emotional whatever. And so I really would like to address the issue and maybe help some people that don't understand my hobby with the dolls. But I promise you it's not just dolls that keeps me emotionally going. First off, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He is my ultimate help, my ultimate source. I call on Him daily, just because He has not seen fit to just completely give me complete emotional and physical healing in my body and mind, does not mean He's not the true, wonderful, awesome Savior He is. God's ways are above our ways. His thoughts above our thoughts. And we don't understand why we have to go through things here on this earth, except for that we are in human flesh. There is one thing that I believe with all my heart. I believe it with all my heart. And that is, God lets life happen. Now, I'm not saying He never chooses to heal anyone. That's not what I'm saying. There has been miracles in my life. And one day I may tell about one of them. There has been miracles in my life. Several that I can think of. And so God is a healer, and He will heal, and He is there for everyone emotionally. Just because you're suffering from these things in your life does not make God not a healer or not caring or a loving. He chooses not to make things perfect. Now, when Eve messed up in the Garden of Eden, that's when God decided life was going to start happening. Okay, they had the perfect situation in the garden. They had no sin. They had, everything was perfect. God walked with them in the cool of the day every single day. They had it perfect. They didn't, they didn't have all of this sin and this stress and this, killing and all the stuff that goes on in the world today. And if they would have never messed up, the world would have been perfect. But if the world is perfect, then there would be no reason for heaven. Right? Right. We want to get out of this sin wicked world is why we want to be saved and one day go to live with Jesus in heaven. So, that being said, that is my very first source that I call on. And my last, and my in-between. He is my everything. He is my strength. He's my everything. Jesus is my everything. But that does not mean he's going to heal me of what I'm going through. Okay, so first off, I want to address the situation with, the dolls. People don't understand why I have dolls. And like I said, my dolls is not my only source of my mental health or help. I do diamond painting, I color, I watch videos of the dog community and craft videos and things like that. All of these things help me in my mental state, okay? But there's something about the dolls that when a person, especially a woman, there are a few men that has dolls, but let's just be honest, it's mostly women that has the reborn dolls. And there's something about picking up one of these babies and holding it in your arms and looking in their eyes that brings out that mother instinct. I know this is a vinyl doll. It's not flesh and blood. It's not breathing. I don't play like I'm feeding it. And, rare occasions I might do it for a video or something like that. But, on an everyday basis, I do not play like I'm feeding this doll. And I don't even call them dolls unless I'm discussing something like this. This is my babies. They are my babies. I know they're not real. I know they're not flesh and blood. And I don't do all of the role play, like they're just definitely a live human being. I don't change their diaper unless the diaper gets, from pulling clothes on and off, it starts getting where it needs to be changed. It's getting all messed up and needs to be changed for, one that's not all messed up. So I'll change the diaper then. And like I said, I don't act like I'm feeding them unless, I happen to do it for a video, for a role play or something. But I love snuggling. First off, I love changing their clothes and seeing them all pretty and all different kind of clothes. And combing their hair, the ones that has, the hair you can comb. This one has painted hair, so I can't comb it. But, I just love doing that. I love to see them in different outfits, and I just think they're so pretty. And even in their sleepers, I just think, because each outfit has its own place, and I just think it's awesome. And so I love to change them. But most of all, I love to snuggle. Because like I said, when I sit here, just like right there, when I look at this baby, it brings out that mother instinct. It brings out those emotional, there's a certain name for that hormone that holding a doll arouses. It's a mother instinct. I wished I had looked it up, but like I said, this is not professional. I'm not trying to be professional. I'm telling you from a sufferer's viewpoint. But when I look at this baby, I can feel the emotion that a mother has for a child. You can pick up someone else's baby, and that's not your baby. I'm talking about real live babies. You pick up a friend or a family member's baby, and that's not your baby. And so you don't love it at the extent like that it was your own flesh and blood. You know what I mean? Or your own adopted baby or whatever, your own baby. But yet, when you pick that baby up, there's emotions there. There's feelings there. When you look at that baby and it'll smile and coo at you. I'm talking about real live flesh and blood babies that's not yours. You pick them up and you just get a joy and you get a good feeling. And it brings out motherly emotions in the women and maybe fatherly emotions in the men, the ones that has dolls. And or that holds other people's babies, real live babies. Well, that's very similar to holding these babies. These are my babies, okay? They're my babies. They're not flesh and blood, but they're my babies. And when I look at this baby, he's got open eyes. And it looks like he is looking right in my eyes. And it brings out the motherly hormones, the motherly emotions of love and joy and just, oh, this sweet baby. It does. And whenever you are, there's a lot of people that has dolls that doesn't have emotional situations that they're having to deal with. They just have them because they like the dolls, because they enjoy changing them and enjoy snuggling with them because of that feeling that they get when they hold the baby. But they don't necessarily have emotional problems. I do have emotional problems, and these babies help me when I get to feeling so lonesome and so alone and so unworthy and so, I don't know, I could just name different emotions and feelings I feel sometimes, but I can pick up one of these babies and it don't wipe it all away. No, they're not God, It does not wipe it all away. But it brings out that motherly feeling, and it brings out emotions that helps me to deal with my mental state of mind, my depression, my anxiety, my stress, my loneliness, whatever it is I'm going through. It just, when those emotions, those motherly emotions starts coming out, it helps you through these feelings. That does not mean I'm crazy or anyone else that has mental, emotional problems that these babies help them through. That does not mean that we're crazy. That does not mean that we need to be in an insane asylum somewhere. Because, when you say you have mental health problems, that is the first thing people think. Oh, she needs to be in an insane asylum somewhere. No. It's not that kind of mental problems that I'm crazy. Although sometimes stress gets pretty bad. I feel pretty befuddled sometimes. But I don't know. I wished everyone could have the opportunity with an open mind to pick up a reborn doll with an open mind and hold it and allow them emotions. You got to allow it. You've got to allow it. And it brings such joy and such comfort to a person that's holding them. So I have got to get Miss Macy out of this chair so I can sit back, because I have some more I want to talk about. Macy, you're going to have to get down, baby. Come on. Come over here. Come on. Come over here. Get right here. Get up here. Lay down. Okay? Now, Mama's doing a video. Go lay down. Go lay down. Mama's making a video. Go lay down. Get up there. Macy, go lay down. Guys, she knows the difference in me sitting here praying and me on a video. When I'm praying and I tell her to go get on that bed and lay down because I'm quiet, or I usually have the light out and I'm, meditating and stuff. And she knows the difference. Okay, she's laying down now. Maybe she'll stay there. But I want to talk about the emotional health problems in the form of, a lot of times when you have emotional or mental health issues, people look at you and they can't see anything wrong with you. Okay? And when they look at you and they can't see anything wrong with you, they think you're just wanting pity. They think you're just wanting sympathy. They think you're just wanting to be spoiled and sit back and or that, for lack of anything else to think of, they think you just don't want to go to church, or they think you just don't want to go to town. You know, I've had people get upset at me because I wouldn't go to town with them. I've had people get upset at me because I couldn't go to their house at a particular point in time and have, you know, eat a meal. And when it's a family member, they really don't understand, because they think, well, I'm your family. You can do just as good here as you can anywhere else. Well, no. There's sometimes you can't. And I can't explain why, except for the fact that there's sometimes you just don't feel like you can socialize. And there's sometimes that you're just feeling so bad, you don't want to. Yeah, you just don't want to, because of how bad you're feeling here. You don't want to have to deal with trying to put a smile on your face and go and talk with somebody in a joyful manner. Because, you know, if you go and talk about your problems, maybe that's what I need to do. When people keep on persisting and persisting, maybe I need to go home. And while I'm there, just talk about how bad I feel and my problems. And then maybe next time when I say I can't, they'll understand and say, okay, that's fine, don't come. Because they won't want to hear what I got to say. But, you know, when you go to church, you have to put on that face, because people don't understand. If you go to church and you're just sitting there and you're not doing anything, and you got a look on your face, because I have an emotional face, apparently. Because my husband tells me I do. My sons both are preachers, or have been preachers in the past. And when they would be preaching, after they got through preaching, they would say, what did I say wrong? At a certain point in my preaching, I looked at you and I thought, oh no, what have I said wrong now? I have never thought one of my sons or my husband said something wrong in what they was preaching. I might have been concentrating on what they were saying, or I might have been hurting real bad at that point in time. You know? And I have an emotional face, apparently, because I've been told over and over about the expressions on my face that I don't realize is there. I do know my face and mouth and all is shaped like my grandmother on my mother's side, my mother's mother, where my mouth does not turn up. Even when I smile, it doesn't go up, it goes out. And then when I'm not smiling and I'm just talking or just sitting around, it goes down like a pout, or like I don't know why. My grandmother's was like that. I'm like that. And I guess if I'm in deep thought or whatever, then I'm sitting like, you know, with my mouth all turned down and maybe my forehead scrunched or whatever. I don't know. I don't realize I'm doing that. I don't feel that I'm making any kind of emotional, you know, look on my face. But, you know, so when you go to church and you sit there like that, then people wonder what's wrong with you. Why, you know, you need to smile. You need to, you know, well, when you're in a situation that you're not feeling good mentally, and there's all kind of, it's like that brain in there is just going and going and going. And I'm not talking about necessarily with thoughts. It just feels like, I don't know. When stress strikes me really hard and anxiety, there's a feeling in my head. I can't explain it. It's just stressful. It's just, and, you know, so there's times that you can't put a smile on your face, and people don't understand that. So then you don't go, because you know people's not going to understand your expressions if you have an expressional face. And Or if you just, after church don't mix and mingle and talk with people because your brain is just in a turmoil and you can't concentrate and don't feel like talking, so you slip out and go get in the car and leave, and they don't like that. You just can't win for losing in a mental situation because, like I said, people, they can't see what's happening inside you. They can't see what you're feeling. Now, if you was sick, like with the flu, and you had a high fever, and you was throwing up, or let's say you had, I hate to even use this word, but say you had cancer, people could see it on your physical body. They could see the outcome of it and know that you're sick. But whenever it's a mental situation, and you didn't go somewhere because somebody asked you to go somewhere and you didn't go, or say to church and you didn't go, because of your mental situation. And so during that time that you're supposed to be in those areas, somebody walks in your house and sees you and you're up. You're not in the bed covered up with your head covered up crying. You're not sick with a fever and throwing up, and that you don't have cancer that's got you down and stuff like that, and real sick where you can't do things. You don't have a broke leg where you can't get up and go do things. And so they walk in and you're just going about your daily life as far as straightening up the house, picking up. So here they see, okay, she didn't go to church, or she didn't go shopping with so-and-so, but she's doing, look at her. She's up and about. There's nothing wrong with her. She just didn't want to go to church. She just wants sympathy. She just, this or that or another. But you see, they don't know what's happening here. They don't know what's happening here. Now, there's a lot of reasons that people have these mental disturbances, these emotional disturbances. For one, I have fibromyalgia, and I said that I would probably one day talk on that because that would be a whole video within itself, long video. But if you don't know what fibro is, go look it up. There's all kind of symptoms. All kind of symptoms. There's symptoms. All right, guys. Digestional. How you say it? Digestion. Your digestion system. You have problems. What is that called? IBS? It causes IBS. If you know what IBS is, I have to be very careful. I have to be very careful about leaving the house or eating away from home, because I don't have IBS within itself, but because of fibro, working on fibro is a nerve, not nervous, but a nerve, like your nerves, that runs to your brain, that runs to all different parts of your body, your nerve. It works on that part of your body. And it affects all kind of areas of your body. And your digestive system is one of the things it works on. Your sleeping habits, it causes insomnia. It causes depression, because it's working on your nerves. And so these nerves can't work properly to send signals to your brain to work properly. So when you have fibro, it affects every part of your being, your physical and mental parts of your body. So, number one, I have that. And then I have physical things like arthritis, high blood pressure, sugar, just several. I have allergies, just several things physically that doesn't connect with fibro that I have. And But because of fibro, it intensifies those things, because fibro works on your nerves. It sends signals to your brain. And, you know, so there's things that happens inside my body and inside my mind that people can't see. So when they see me, you know, they think there's nothing wrong with me. They can't see any outside evidence of a sickness. So they think that I'm just wanting sympathy, and I'm just wanting pity, and I just don't want to go to church, or I just don't want to go shopping. Hey guys, I used to be right the opposite of what I am now. I used to get so stressed out if I went 2 days that I had to stay in the house and not go anywhere. I mean, I would just almost freak out, because I could not stand to just stay in the house, home alone by myself, because my kids was grown. And even when they were little, when they were in school, I just could not hardly stand to just be at home every day by myself. I would just nearly go into a panic attack if I couldn't get out and go somewhere. And now it's opposite. Now it's opposite. Don't know why it turned opposite, but it did. Now I panic. And you can't see that unless I was to just lose control. You can panic without people ever knowing you're panicking. You can have a panic attack when people don't even see that you're having it. But inside, you're working all that you can to keep that down, that you don't just lose it and start crying. And, you know, just, you know, you can have a panic attack and people not know you're having it. So, if you walk in my house, and I'm going on about my day, I'm picking up and I'm cleaning up and I'm straightening up what I can do, don't look at me and say, there's nothing wrong with you. Don't look at me and say, well, you just wanting pity. You're just wanting sympathy. You just want people to make over you. You just didn't want to do that. You just didn't want to go to church. You just didn't want to go shopping. No, I didn't. I didn't want to, but it was because of what's happening in my mind, the reason I didn't want to. And yes, I want people to care for me, but that's not why I'm feeling like I am, to make people care for me. No. I have a problem that I have to deal with daily, day in and day out. Sometimes it's worse than others. There is things that's happened in my life, and there's things that's happened in other people's lives that has caused mental problems, emotional problems in their life, that God lets life happen, guys. He lets life. We don't understand why, except for that Adam and Eve sinned. And when they sinned, it brought sin into the world. And God does not take all sin and all heartache and all trouble and all sickness and all afflictions out of your life, because we're human and sin is in the world. But He's there to be our strength, those that are Christians that turn us to Him. He will be our strength. He will help us through what we go through. And then there are occasions that He chooses to completely perform a miracle and heal of whatever situation it is. But it's not always. Matter of fact, the majority of the time He doesn't choose to do it that way, because we're human. And sometimes we have to have things in our life to keep us on the right track, to keep us looking toward Him, because we're human. If everything was perfect, we wouldn't see no reason to look to God. You know what I'm saying? So He chooses to let these things happen. And then it's our choice of whether we turn to Him for help through these things. So there could be sexual abuse as a child that happened to you. There could be mental abuse, you know, in your life that caused it. There could be physical abuse. There could be just a lot of heartache and financial problems and things. You know, different people has different emotions and they handle things differently. There could be just a number of things that over a period of time could end up causing you to have anxiety, stress, um, what we term as mental or emotional disturbances. That don't mean you're crazy. That don't mean you need to be in an insane asylum. It just means you have some mental disturbance there, some emotional disturbance because of things that happened in your life, and because people are different. Some people could have went through what you went through and come through with flying colors and have no end results. But some people can't, because everybody's not the same. So we have emotional problems, and God allows that. I have had things happen in my life, all through my life, things that I will never, ever tell anybody. Now, I would a psychiatrist or a therapist if I had the opportunity to talk with one. But anybody that, like family members or close, friends, anybody I see on a regular basis that's not a medical person, I would never tell some of the things that has happened that I've went through in my life. I wouldn't tell my mother. I wouldn't tell my sisters. I wouldn't tell my children. Maybe that's my wrong. Maybe I need to, and they would understand me better. But I've been through a lot that nobody knows. And I've been through a lot of emotional situations that I've had to deal with. One thing I want to address for my Dolly community of people, so you can understand me a little better, is friendships. If you notice that I'm leery of getting too close to someone, if you notice that you try to maybe message me or kind of get some kind of relationship going, Macy, baby, mama needs this chair. I wanted to hold my doll because it is for this video, what I'm doing. But anyway, you're going to have to just sit like that because there's not room in this little bitty chair. You can't turn around. You'll fall like you did the other day. If you notice that I'm very leery and that I don't try to get back to you in a real personal manner, that I just kind of keep things on a casual type situation. Hold on, guys. This video, I told you it's going to be long, and I'm not going to worry about it. If it's over an hour, I don't care. This is something that, like I said, it's not just going to be on the Dolly community. I'm going to put this out on my social media. And I'm hoping that people, whether I know you or not, I'm hoping people will listen to this and try to come to an understanding of people with emotional problems. Because, everybody deals with their problems in different ways. Where I've turned to the dolls and my crafting, someone else may turn to something else. The bar rooms are full. The bar rooms are full of people that has emotional problems that at that point in time, that's all they need to turn to. Because that alcohol, gets them to the state that they don't feel all these emotions. People that are on drugs, a lot of times they turn to it because they've been fighting emotional problems that people knew nothing about. And there are, situations that people get into it accidentally. I wish there was something we could do about that. drugs is awful, guys. Drugs is horrible. I wish everyone under the sound of my voice would never touch any kind of drug. I'm talking whether it's legal or whether it's not. There is people that their doctors has gotten them hooked on narcotics. You know, I know they're in pain, and I haven't reached that place yet. I may one day reach the place that I am in so much pain that at the point in time in my emotions, I'm thinking, I cannot take this anymore. Give me something. Give me something. You know, we all face things and we all do things differently. But I hate narcotics. Even though they're legal, they're given to you, prescribed to you by your doctors. I hate them. I hate them because they tear you up. They ruin your life if you take them and get hooked on them. They ruin your life. And I may one day be there, but at this point I'm not. And I lost my train of thought. Hey, I've done pretty good up to this point, guys. Usually by this time I've lost my train of thought 4 or 5 times. What was I saying? I'm sorry. I just completely lost where I was at. But anyway, friendship, that's where I was talking about. If you notice that I pull back and I don't really get involved with you real closely, please understand, it's not that I don't like you, and it's not that I don't want a friend, because deep down, that's really what I'm longing for, is a friendship. I am longing for at least one person that would be a true friend, that would really and truly be a true friend, that is here for me in thick and thin, here for me in the good and bad. But guys, my experience is there's no such thing anymore. As long as you're doing things as long as you're doing what the other wants, that person's happy, they're ready to do anything with you. Even family members, guys, even family members, as long as you're doing it their way, you're doing what they want to do, you're going out shopping or visiting or going on vacations or doing what they want to do, then you can have a good relationship. But the minute it's got to turn around and they need to be there for you and your problem or your downtime or your sickness, or even if it's not sickness, if it's something you want to do that they're not that interested in, no way, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And I faced that all my life. There was a 7.5-year period that I didn't have to deal with that. And that's when I lived in a certain town in Louisiana. I didn't have to deal with that because the people there, the friends there, the church family there, the whatever, whoever was there in my life, they were there. I was sick one time. That I was sick for over a week. And several of the ladies come in and I stayed in the bed. I mean, I was sick. I could not lift my head up. I did go to the doctor. They gave me medicine. They didn't put me in the hospital, but they gave me medicine. I was in bed. I was so sick, guys. I was so sick. And several of the ladies, they would come in, help take care of my children. They would clean my house. I didn't have to worry about anything but lay there in the bed and try to get better. They were there to do things that I wanted to do. I went and did things they wanted to do. We had a rounded out, balanced relationship. But that is the only point in time in my life I've had that. The only. Was that 7.5 years I lived in that city in Louisiana. Every other place I've ever lived, you know, it's so strange how from the point where someone lives to the point where I live can be so far that they cannot come. But from the point where I live to the point where they live, oh, it ain't that far, you can come. So why don't you think about it that way when I ask you to come here? I don't know what it is about me, and that's what it has done. It has caused me to feel like there's something wrong with me. People don't like me. People don't want to be around me. People don't want to do things that I like to do. Apparently, I'm just an awful person, and that's where it's got me. And it's made me so leery. Although that's what I'm really longing for, is that kind of relationship with someone. I'm leery. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it, guys. And it's probably going to cause some trouble in my immediate family. But I have a sister that I have went overboard for. She might not think I would. I have. Because she don't remember. I've mentioned some things I've done and she don't remember. She don't remember them. I've went and helped her clean her house. I've done different craft things that I really didn't care for. But I did it because of her. Because she's my sister. And she wanted me to do it. I mean, all through our lives, not just once or twice, all through our lives, this thing has happened with the sister. I have 2 sisters. I have called her and begged her to go places with me, like to go shopping. She didn't want to. She wouldn't go. I've tried to get her to do certain crafts or certain things I wanted to do. Because it wasn't her cup of tea, she wouldn't do it. She's actually the one that very first introduced me to Reborn Dolls years and years ago. Now she don't even watch my doll channel. Nothing I want to do interests her, so she does not put herself out of the way to do it. If I want to text her, I'm just telling you, and I may get emotional here because this is one situation that has brought me down. Brought me down. All right, let's put it this way first. When she gets ready that she's got something she wants to share and she wants to talk about, then she'll text and you know, tell me about it and all that. Well, then I'm in the, you know, so I'm texting back. All right, she's going to talk with me now. I'm going to have somebody I can text with on a regular basis, you know. So I'm texting her back about her situation she's telling me about. I'm excited for her and I'm happy and, you know, and we're talking about it. Well, then that excitement that she's in dies down. But see, I don't realize this because I'm not her. We don't live beside each other. So I'm still texting, you know, I'm still texting. Well, now she don't want to text no more. She don't want to be bothered no more. Her excitement's down. She's through telling you about what she's going through and what she's doing. Not going through, but, you know, her excitement and her fun and her craft and her whatever it is she's doing that she was just all excited about. And now that's all died down. She's told you everything she can tell you. And I'm not talking about on a one-day basis. I'm talking about this can go on, like, she can text me over a period of a week or two, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm texting, you know. So I keep texting, you know, how you doing today? Or what's going on today? What you doing today? She may not even answer it. And if she does, she'll just answer it with one or two little words. And she says that because that's the way she is, and sometimes she just don't feel like talking, and she just feels like she needs... Well, I don't know that. We've been texting. And now she won't text. So it's got me to the place that I will not text her unless she texts me. I answer her just as sparsely as I can, just to answer her, that I'm not just completely, ignoring her. And do you know it has been months? And it's this way every time. It has been months that we've had a texting back and forth relationship. Months. But to her, that's the way she wants to do it, and that's her. So it's not affecting her. But you see, I'm wanting a relationship. I'm wanting a sister that will be a sister to me, that will talk with me, that I can call and tell when talk about my problems when I'm feeling so down and need somebody, or that I can rejoice with whenever they're having something going on exciting, or that they will rejoice with me even if it's not their cup of tea. I don't have that. My sisters are not that way. And like I said, this is probably going to cause trouble because this is going out on my social media. Because it's not just me that faces these type of things. Mental, emotional health is something that a majority of the people in this world, all over the world, deals with day in and day out. And there's nobody there to care. But if they wanted to do something and then you don't go do it, then there's something wrong with me, they want to go shopping and you don't feel like going shopping because of your situation that is valid. It's not just something you don't want to do, or it's a valid situation. They get upset at you because you didn't do it. Mental health is real. It's not being insane. It's not being crazy. It's a real emotional disturbance that a lot of people has to deal with and needs support, needs help. And in my situation, I don't have it. There's been online friends before YouTube, or before I got real big into YouTube, let's say. It was on YouTube, but okay, it was YouTube. Now that I'm thinking about it, it wasn't before YouTube, because that's how I met the lady was on YouTube. But the way my younger sister actually met her first, and I met her through my younger sister. And so then, back then Skype was a big thing. So we would Skype our little group. It was 4 of us ladies. And then, occasionally some others would come in, but it was mainly 4 of us. Me, my sister, and 2 other ladies. Guys, I never met this person in person. We only knew each other through Skype and YouTube. How could you do something to somebody that would cause what they did to me? The only thing I can figure is that they started sending out Bible studies, and then I did too. Well, apparently that's the only thing I can think of. They didn't like my Bible studies. Because, the only time I talked to them was on Skype, and it was not just one individual, it was a bunch of us. 4 of us at one time. What can you say or do? I don't know. Because I was enjoying the friendship. I wouldn't have said or done anything to hurt either one of those ladies. But do you know they call up a meeting one night? That should have clicked something, and it did, but not to the point that I refrained from going on Skype. But they wanted to call a meeting. A meeting? We're friends, and they're wanting to call a meeting? That should have clicked something. And like I said, it did, but it just didn't click enough. Well, the meeting was, these two ladies was targeting me about how terrible I was. What I did wrong. What I did this. What I did that. Had me in tears until I decided, hey, I'm on Skype. I don't have to hear this. And I turned it off. I just turned it off and left them. Seriously, guys, I don't know what I done. I'm serious as a heart attack. I wish somebody would tell me. I don't know what I done to trigger that they would tell me that I wasn't friendly and that I didn't want to talk with them and this and I did this, and I can't even remember everything they said. That floored me, because this was supposed to be a Christian. Floored me, guys. And it still to this day affects me. Just recently, there was been someone that I kind of got close to, text, and talked to outside of YouTube. But again, something happened in that person's life, and they quit texting. Or it wasn't a text, it was a message through Instagram is how we communicated. I was smart enough not to give my telephone number. I said I would never do that. I would never get that kind of close again. And I ended up gradually allowing that to happen. Well, there was some weather issues in the person's area, and I was very concerned about them. And I messaged, and I messaged, and I messaged, and I messaged. And it was a long time before they ever let me know they were okay. And so just a couple of days ago, and this may cause trouble, I hope not, I'm just telling my feelings. And the feelings of a lot of other people. They told me they just didn't feel like talking. They was just talking to one person right now, and they really didn't feel like talking to a lot of people. And okay, that's fine. So if you try to, I just want you to understand where I'm at, because there's been a couple of people that has tried to get close, and but I'm leery. I'm sorry. I'm leery. I've got to the place that I feel like there is no true people out there that will truly be your friend. As long as you're doing what they want, when they want, how they want it, on their time schedule, everything's fine. But when it comes to something you want to do on your time schedule, if it's not what they want, then they won't participate in it, even down to family members. Now, that's that, along with a lot of other emotional situations that I've went through in my life, along with fibro, along with anxiety, along with a lot of other things in my physical being, is why I have these emotional disturbances. It's why you can't necessarily see it on the outside. There are some times, if you come in at certain times, you could see it on the outside, because I'd be bawling and squalling. But those times, people was never around to see it. I try to keep that. My husband's the only one that sees that, and he don't see all of it. I try to keep that to myself. But the reason I don't go anywhere, the reason I don't try to have any kind of relationship with people, people don't like to call it abuse. They don't want to say, oh, I haven't abused you. Emotionally, you have. And when I say you, I'm talking about the people that has done these things to me. Emotionally, they have. Emotionally, they have abused me. They've played with my feelings. They've been there when they wanted to and got my feelings that I was going to have somebody there, and then they were gone. They emotionally played with my feelings. And that has happened so much in my life, like I said, along with the physical things that affects your emotions, your anxiety, and things like that I have in my body. Along with all of that is why I'm where I'm at today. Okay, like I said, the way I deal with it is I stay home. Because when I have to go out and I have to face people and I have to be around people, my anxiety gets so bad that I cannot hardly stand it. I cannot hardly stand it. Sometimes I just pure break down into a nervous, emotional crying fit. Not because I want to, not because I'm making myself do that. It happens, guys. It's real. It's true. It's something I face. I have 2 boys, and they have contributed to my emotional disturbance. I love them to death. And if they happen to see this video, it will probably cause trouble. I will not tell you incidents and reasons and stuff, but they have attributed to my emotional disturbance. Guys, it's just things can happen in your life that will emotionally disturb you to the place that you cannot function like a normal person or like a person thinks you should be able to function. And like I was saying, the way I deal with it is I just don't want to be around people. It affects my anxiety when I think I have to be around people. It really, sometimes to the point that I cannot deal with it. I break down and start crying. I just don't go nowhere. I'm happy at home. If I can be at home and not feel stressed, because see, when I think I have to go somewhere, even to the doctor, it stresses me out. My anxiety just rises. And it's like I can't hardly deal with it. I don't want to be around people. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm doing this for therapy for myself. Maybe this is something I needed. But yet I still would like for other people to understand. And I wanted to tell it on a sufferer's viewpoint. So if I don't get close to you, if I don't respond in a real back and forth friendly way, if you're locally and I won't go to your house, or I won't go shopping with you, or text with you, or whatever, it's because I can't deal with that anymore. I can't get my hopes up anymore and be all excited and then be dropped again. I can't. I can't do that. My emotions, I can't deal with it anymore. And so the only way I can be happy and deal with these feelings is stay to myself, have my beautiful babies that I can look at in the eyes, the ones that has open eyes, that I can snuggle and allow. See, just doing this, I can feel those emotions. And it helps me emotionally to have these babies. Sometimes I go in my craft room and I don't want to be disturbed. I want to be able to just sit there and do my diamond painting and just, I'll turn on, videos in the background, but I just want to I would just want to not think about problems and troubles and anxieties, and I want to be able to just go in there and relax my mind and diamond paint or color, whatever I'm doing. So guys, that's where I'm at. That is where the majority of the people in the world, like people may not deal with it in the same manner I do, like staying at home and having the same type hobbies or whatever that I do. But everybody is facing some kind of emotional disturbance all over the world. And people deal with it differently. Some people deal with it by they can't stay home. They've got to go. They've got to go shopping. They got to go on vacations. They got to do this. They got to do that. They can't sit at home because emotionally they can't handle sitting at home. They've got to keep going. Everybody deals with it in a different manner. And so this is the way I'm dealing with my life. It's the only way I can be happy anymore, is to deal with it the way I'm dealing with it. So if you walk in and I'm going about my business in my house, which is very limited because of physical problems that I can't do sweeping and mopping and heavy type activities. But if you walk in and I'm straightening up the house or washing dishes or maybe even humming a tune or diamond painting and I look happy, I'm happy at the moment. Don't disturb that happiness by coming in and blowing me out. Don't disturb that happiness by telling me I'm just don't want to do something, that I'm just wanting pity, that I'm just wanting someone to take care of me. Yeah, I want somebody to take care of me. I'm human. And I'm facing a lot of emotional problems. And yes, I want somebody to care. And if you want to use the word pity, I want somebody to pity me. Because I'm human and I have feelings too. And those feelings has been trampled on all my life. They have been trampled on. And they've been trampled on so much that it's helped me get where I'm at today. Yeah. All right, guys, I hope I have kind of brought some insight to you about some emotional problems that people may have. Don't mean they're crazy. Don't mean they can't go on about even a regular life that people call regular, of going out and doing and fellowshipping and stuff like that. But some people handle things differently. And in my situation and a lot of other people's situations that I have talked with, we handle it where we would just stay home and stay away from everybody. We have social anxiety because of either physical problems that has caused us to get that way or emotional situations that we've had to deal with through our life that has caused us to get that way. Whatever the reason, whatever caused us to get that way, that's where we at, and that's the only way we can deal with it. And so, if, let's just say a person that is looking down on me because I stay home and won't go do things, and they say things to me negative about my situation and how I deal with it. All right, let's say you got real sick. Let's say you got the flu real bad. And there was no way you could get up and leave your house You're throwing up. You're sick. You got a fever. You're aching. You got a sore throat. You're sneezing. You have all these things of the flu. And I come in and I say, what is the matter with you? What are you doing? You just want sympathy. You just don't want to go to town with me. You just wanting sympathy. You just, and start at you because you have the sickness and can't leave and go somewhere. Well, guys, just because you can't see my problem out in the open in the surface, it is the same feeling. How would you feel if I did that to you? If you was sick with the flu? It's the same way when you do it to me, and me with this anxiety, this social anxiety, this whatever mental disturbance, whatever you want to call it. I'm not crazy, but I do have problems. And the only way I can deal with them is to stay home. So I hope I have brought some enlightenment on emotional sicknesses, disturbances, whatever you want to call it. I hope I have brought some enlightenment of me and why I'm like I am, because like I said, I'm hoping a whole lot more people besides just my dog community will watch this video, because I'm putting it up on all my social media. Yes, there are certain people I'm hoping will watch it. Yes. There are. And most probably it's going to cause a heap of trouble. But let's just say I'm reaching for my last straw. I'm just reaching for that last little thread to try to get people to understand where I'm at. To try to get people to care. To try to get people to understand not just my emotional problems, but everybody else's emotional problems. I have heard so many times when somebody would do something, people would say, oh, well, that's just the way he is. You just got to, or he or she, that's just the way they are. You just got to accept them. That's just the way they are. Okay, accept me. If I have to accept you or them that you're talking about, then accept me as I am. But if you're not going to accept me, and you're not supposed to have to accept me in my situations, why should I accept them? So, yeah, I think I kind of did this for my emotional benefit as well as to enlighten others. Because I really... I have really faced some emotional issues with different people that has affected me. And this is the only way I know how to deal with it. So guys, I'm sorry. Most of you probably didn't make it through this video. And that's okay, I guess. I'm just reaching for that last thread to try to get some kind of feeling that somebody cares somewhere. And I haven't found that yet. Every time I think I found it, it's been trampled. So, here I am. Sorry. This is a special edition of Rocking with Becca. Sorry that I wasn't able to rock the whole time, but it's been quite a long video, and Macy just can't stand it when she can't be with me. But guys, anyway, I love y'all. Yes, I do. I love y'all. I may not get up close and personal, but I love you. You are a great help to me to have you as friends commenting on my videos and me being able to comment back to you. I'm really sorry if you try to get up close and personal and I don't allow that. I'm really sorry, but maybe now you understand a little bit more why, and I don't know really if I even brought it out where you can understand. You know, emotionally I feel so unworthy, so unfit, so unlovable, so, I don't know. I can't even put all the words to it. I just feel so alone. So alone. If it wasn't for my husband, I don't know what I would do. I've reached the place that I even pray, Lord, please, please do not let my husband go before me. Don't let him stop loving me. Please, if you can see fit, if you could have mercy, if you could please just let me go before my husband. Let me go before I get to the place that I have to be taken care of. I don't want anybody other than my husband to have to take care of me. And if God doesn't see fit to do it that way, although I hope and pray he does, I don't want to die, guys. I make sure I tell the Lord that when I'm praying. I'm not ready to die. I don't want to die. I'm human. You give us that desire to survive. I don't want to die. I want to live to be a good old age. But I don't want my husband to go before me. That anybody has to take care of me. I don't. So anyway, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry that this is a long video. If nobody watches it, it's helped me just to sit here and talk. I'm sure there may be one or two that actually watches it all the way through. I don't know. But it has helped me just to sit here and talk. And anyway, I'm going to go. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I hope you can maybe understand people that has mental distress, emotional distress. I hope maybe this can help you a little bit, just a little insight, because everybody's different. Everybody's situation is not the same. Everybody don't handle it the same. There's no way you can just talk and tell one thing and it, you know, enlighten you on every situation. No, but maybe it can give you just a little insight of what people with emotions, how they feel, what they go through. And, oh my goodness, I hope it will help you. You, everybody out there, me included, I hope it will help us to be more concerned, more loving, more kind, more trying to understand it, even though we may not can understand to the fullness, but try to understand people that's going through problems and be more kind, more considerate, more understanding. All right, guys, I love y'all. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will talk with you later.